Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you tired of shooting your arrows up in the air? Yeah, me too. Lucky for you, Riot's got our backs, and we've got yours as well. With the release of a new initiator, Fade has opened up a new realm of lineups. It's time to stop darting and start haunting. Here are the best haunt lineups that you can do with Fade on every map. That's right, we said every map. These lineups are sure to spook your enemies and give you the vision you need to win more games. We got a lot to cover today, so let's jump right into it. Before we get into it though, remember, lineups are only a small part of playing an agent effectively. If you really want to learn to master Fade, be sure to check out our exclusive Fade course on SkillCapped.com, where we break down everything you'll ever need to know about Fade. The course is also complete with multiple Smurf commentaries and VOD reviews breaking down exactly what a good Fade's gameplay should look like. More on that at the end of the video. First up, let's dash on to Ascent. The first lineup is for spotting Garage. It triggers instantly, making it difficult for enemies to shoot down without being spotted first. Line yourself in between the two windows in Garage, and from there, turn to the right window and you'll notice an indentation in the middle of the window. Place your crosshair at the bottom right edge of this indentation and throw. Haunt will land right on the window and catch those pesky Garage players. This next one is for the middle of Garage. Put yourself in this corner next to the crates and mark it. From there, line up your crosshair with the tip of the building closest to Cat. From there, take a small step forward and jump throw. This lands right on top of the boxes on Cat, giving you clear vision through all of middle and if anyone's creeping up onto Cat itself. So, you're holding A side and want a heads up on whether the enemy's heading towards you. No problem. Hop onto the front end of Generator and stand in the middle. Aim your crosshair towards the bottom right corner of this rooftop. From there, jump throw. This will land next to an elevated pot, giving vision of players in A main as well as A lobby. Not so sneaky now, are they? Need to retake A? We got you. Line yourself behind Heaven, right behind the darker and lighter shades of the wall. From there, you're going to aim your crosshair to the top right edge of the bar on the left side. Jump throw, and the haunt will land on the edge of the building rooftop, revealing players in Generator, particularly along the majority of the site. This won't catch hell though, so make sure you still clear that. Let's get into one of our new maps, Pearl. There are a ton of open areas here that allow us to get some pretty nifty lineups. Let's start on defense. A quick way to check if anyone's pushing A is to throw this haunt. Line yourself up to the right side of this building, and from there, look up and get your crosshair on the topmost part of this wall. Line the crosshair horizontally to the end of this rooftop and jump throw. This will land on the roof, revealing players pushing onto A early into the round. A good way to check for the middle is with this haunt here. Line yourself in the middle of this medkit box, and from there, look up and place your crosshair on the rope just above this light bulb. The light bulb you're looking at is the one just above the head of the statue on the building. Jump throw, and this haunt will reveal any players sneaking their way through mid. This can also be a good haunt to push with, as most players will try to flick their crosshair up to break it. The split second they do that, you and your team can push through and go for the kills. Now, B long is, well, quite long we have to say. You want to catch players going through the choke point as soon as possible so they can't get onto site so easily. We're going to use the same position as last lineup at the medkit. From there, you're lining your crosshair with the tip of this rooftop. Take about 3 steps forward and jump throw. This haunt lands right on the lower leveled rooftop near B and give you info on whether a B long push is in the works. We recommend using this lineup just a few seconds after a round is started, since there's not enough time for players to get there right off the rip. But you also don't want to throw it too late, because players typically tend to rush through the choke point. If enemies are spotted, you have a heads up and can quickly rotate over to prepare to defend. Now, let's go on the offense. A common push you may see is through mid doors. To check for this push early on, you can use this haunt. Line yourself in the middle of this yellow door, and from there, you want to line your crosshair on the top of this rooftop right above the letter E on the sign below. Take a step forward and jump throw. This will land behind mid doors. If someone tries to push forward, this haunt will catch them and force them to have to turn around to shoot it. In that time, you can go for a push and eliminate them. The enemy may also retreat back, thus giving your team more control of the middle. Alright, on to the B side. Here's one that'll get a good chunk of the site, along with the top of B tower. Stand on top of the intersected lines. From there, you're going to line your crosshair up on the top left corner of the rooftop. Now simply jump throw, and the haunt will land at the roof, revealing the back pieces of site and B tower. This haunt's also hard to shoot down, which makes it a little more advantageous. Do be aware, it won't cover everything though, due to the nature of the site's design. Particularly the closer choke points and angles near B long won't be covered, and you will have to prepare for this. However, most of the further angles will be covered. And finally, here is a fantastic haunt to take A side. Sneak your way onto the middle of the side panel on the wall outside B. From there, aim your crosshair on the bottom left corner of these rocks on the ceiling. Jump throw, and this lineup will land on the edge of an elevated platform. This haunt gives you vision of A-Link, flowers, secret, as well as the middle of the site. Knowing if any enemies are in these locations will make it significantly easier to push the site and clear angles. Moving on, we have Bind. Starting simple with a B lobby haunt. Line yourself up with the middle of the entrance to garden. From there, look up towards the roofing that sticks out from the wall. Place your crosshair on the bottom right corner of these pieces. Take a step forward and throw. This haunt will clear out anyone who's playing Fountain. With it landing up on the rooftop, players will have a hard time flicking over to it before it reveals them. Tired of getting shotgunned in hookah? We got you! Line up in the middle of the R archway outside B-Link. Now look up towards the solar panels on the roof. We're going to use the bottom middle panel to line our crosshair. Aim at the center of the top part of the panel and then jump throw. This will smoothly drop through an opening above hookah, revealing any players that are playing a sneaky angle in there. Either they get revealed, or the enemy will be forced to shoot it and reveal where they are, and what weapon they have. This next lineup is great for taking the B side. Not gonna lie though, the setup is a bit wonky. Set yourself up in the middle of the painting on the left side of B long. From there, center yourself onto the B orb. Now look up and aim your crosshair towards the top right corner of the fourth pillar that sticks out. Jump throw, and this haunt will reveal any players that are holding close sight as well as part of elbow. Perfect for helping your team push onto the site with less surprise positions by the enemy. Alright, enough about B side, let's go retake the A side. Line yourself at spawn in the middle of this electric warning sign. From there, turn left and line yourself in the middle of the wall in front of you. Do not worry, you don't have to be too perfect with it. From there, aim at the top edge of the wall, center yourself to the wall, and then jump throw. This haunt lands in the very corner of the building, helping to reveal pretty much the entire site. It gets outside U-Haul, most of Pocket, Cubby, outside showers. Pretty cracked, I must say. Firing back, let's get this same spot on the attacker side. Line up to the middle of the boxes in a short. From there, center your crosshair with the middle canteen, and then raise up to the level of the bar off to the lift. And voila! A similar lineup that hits those areas we talked about, but also gets into the back of sight, which is just as important to spot during the sight hit. Oh boy, it's getting cold here. Let's warm things up with some heated haunts for Icebox. The first one helps to get a good chunk of the A site. Line yourself with one of the vertical lines on the wall for nest. From there, turn around, and you'll see a purple pipe to the right and a white marking. Place your crosshair on this marking. Take a big dash forward and throw. This will land onto the container, revealing players top of site, around right side of maze, and on the right portion of rafters and backside. Now, we have to fight back against this haunt. Have no fear, a retake is here. Stand on the left edge of screens. Now line up your crosshair onto the middle right edge of the panel on the ceiling. Take one step back, then one step forward, and throw. This haunt lands in the middle of containers, giving good information of players around pipes, maze, and the back of sight. Not too shabby, but do note there are some gaps with this one, such as the front of maze towards sight. Alright, you're midway through a round and have no idea where the enemy is pushing. Have no fear, B-Haunt is here. Make sure you have a teammate to cover your middle if you do this though. Stand on the back left side of Boiler. Aim your crosshair onto the top right edge of this building. From there, run forward until you're about to fall off Boiler. Jump and throw. This lands in this sneaky little crevice that will reveal players that are present in B main. This haunt could also easily be used at the start of the round to find where the enemies are trying to rush down. They'll likely hesitate and reset after seeing this lineup, thus delaying their push. Like pushing mid? Then you'll love this next lineup. line yourself up to the vertical line on the blue container that has a diagonal line across it. Now, line up to the top left edge of these stacked containers that have snow on them. Take a step forward and jump throw. This will spot out players in Boiler, and if you got them nice AWP flicks, you'll be able to wipe them out with the help of this haunt. Alright, let's split up some sites with Fade Haunts. Woo! This one is my personal favorite for split, as it detects the early A presence. Stand on the edge of rafters, and then aim for the middle lamppost that can be seen. Get onto the top of the right edge of the post, and jump throw. This reveals players at the start of the round going through A. Best of all, it even detects a player's dash through ramps, thus giving you an idea of how they're trying to push. Now how about B? We gotcha! Line yourself up with this line right here on the edge of rafters. From there, aim your crosshair in between the top left edge of this sign and the wall. Now, take 2 steps and jump throw. This haunt will spot players that are slow pushing into garage. Not bad to use for the start of a round. And now it's attack time, baby. Let's destroy that haunt and throw a lineup of our own. Line up to the corner of the stacked containers outside B, and from there, look tops the large pink building in the sky. Aim at this specific corner of the building. Take 1 step forward and jump throw. This lands right at the ceiling on the site, revealing players around heaven, rafters, hell, and behind the double crates. With this, you can then focus more on identifying if any players are on the left side of sight during your push. Hey, it's A time, baby. Line up with the middle of the ledge and aim it. From there, aim at the top right edge of the grayer building in the background. Now, counting's important for this. Take 4 steps forward and jump throw. This lands smack dab in the middle of the site, revealing players heaven, rafters, hell, and even the back corner of sight, which is arguably the most important that this haunt clears. Not too shabby for one haunt. Alright, let's break things up on Fracture now. This first lineup gets outside arcade. Line yourself up to the left edge of the spawn gate. From there, aim your crosshair between the edges where these 2 buildings meet. From there, it's a simple jump throw, and bam, a smooth, elevated haunt that'll take care of arcade. From there, you can even get aggressive and push through with Prowler to get some frags, or at least get the enemy to back away. Let's say we still lost the A site with this haunt though. No problem. Get into the back of generator in position with this vertical line on the wall. Aim in the middle of the rightmost container. Now, take 2 steps forward and jump throw. This lineup lands right at the stairs to tower, giving you a good amount of vision towards tower itself. Along with that, you'll get a good chunk of vision on site itself. Last but not least, we got a fancy one for the B site on attack. Not gonna lie, this one's hard, so make sure you practice before utilizing it in-game. Line yourself up onto the middle of these containers outside B main. From there, aim this tipped corner on the building in front of you. Take 1 step forward and jump throw. This will land nice and high on the site, revealing players outside tower, on the right side of site, as well as near generator and canteen. Players trying to hold B main will have a hard time avoiding this one. Moving on, we got Haven. We know operators love playing A main, so we want to check to make sure these players aren't present. Get yourself onto the top ledge outside A main. Position yourself in the middle of these 2 panels sticking out of the wall. Now, turn your crosshair towards the top right corner of the left panel and jump throw. This lands right on the rooftop of one of the A main buildings, giving perfect vision of a player that may be trying to hold down A long with an operator. No snipes today for you, my friend. Well, shoot. You've been spotted, and now you have to back out and play retake for A. No problem. Let's get him with this lineup. Go up to heaven and go towards the left edge of the wall outside window. From there, aim at the crevice between the 2 wooden panels to the left. Specifically, you want this vertically to be placed in line with the rightmost red pillar in the background. Simply throw your haunt from here, and it'll land immediately onto the rooftop. This clears out a huge portion of the A side, making it much easier for you to drop down from heaven or for your teammates to push through tunnel to get that retake going. Now, let's run all the way to C for a quick retake lineup. Line yourself with the right side of the archway for C-Link. From there, you want to look at the very topmost part of Hades' Q ability icon. Line this up with the bottom right corner of the banner on the wall. From there, simply jump throw. This haunt will land on the rooftop of C, spotting players playing around the back of site itself, or in the back corner outside of C long. I do want to note though, this lineup has trouble clearing players in logs or outside garage, so make sure you thoroughly clear that out during your push. Last but not least, we have Breeze. Now, with how high the buildings are and with there being rooftops around some of the main choke points, there aren't too many good and simple lineups to do here. That being said, we got a couple that, with good practice, can be executed smoothly to get you valuable enemy information. Let's clear A site first. Fair warning, this is a risky lineup, and only worth it if you know the enemy isn't peeking cave. You will be jiggle peeking to throw this lineup, but you have to be fast. Line yourself up with the right edge of the wall on the opposite side of cave. Now, line yourself in the middle of this oval-shaped red outline on the wall. Place your crosshair to the left of this in a manner so that if you run right, you'll have your crosshair close to right pyramid. Run sideways to the right and throw your haunt right as your crosshair is above the pyramid. This lineup lands right on top of pyramid, essentially revealing a large chunk of the site. Again, it's a good one, but it is risky. Make sure you have teammates to back you up as you get your lineup out. Now don't worry, this next lineup is way easier for the B side. Same thing though, you'll be revealing yourself a bit as you line yourself, so have a teammate close by to cover you. Place yourself on the right edge of this archway and beam in. Now, step to the left until you evenly see the shaded and unshaded parts of the pillar in the left side of B side. Place your crosshair horizontally in line with the first white line on the left side of the wall. From there, line up vertically in line with the top right edge of the leaves under you. Now, simply throw your haunt, and it'll land on the pillar and reveal players on the right side of the site. If this doesn't detect anyone and you smoked off the other choke points in spawn and tunnel, your team can effectively focus their attention on the left side of B site during the push. A good way of cutting the site in half, particularly if you don't have a Viper wall available to you. Finally, we have a lineup for middle. Place yourself in the middle of the leftmost pile of rocks on the wall. From there, you want to turn and line yourself with the leftmost part of the random door in the middle. Seriously, where does this door even lead to? Anyway, now look up towards the chimney far in the distance. Place your crosshair onto the top left edge of the chimney. Take one step forward and jump throw. This will land on the top of the pillar in the middle of, well, middle. It reveals anyone that's particularly on the right side of middle and leaning towards A doors. Now that mid split into A becomes 10 times more difficult with the enemy having been spotted. That's all we have for today's video. Remember, these lineups and your teammates will love you for the information and easy kills you're helping them get. That's gonna do it for us today though. As always, we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.